Chapter 153 A Farewell Between Bosom Friends. With his current state, everyone was extremely worried for Huo Yuao. Even Elder Sun trailed him for a while. He discovered that Huo Yuao had sealed up emotionally and immersed himself in this crazy cultivation state. However, it was undeniable the progress Huo Yuao was making in this time. He was calm and cold, treating his body like a soul tool, trying to sculpt and cultivating tirelessly. Practically, all his teachers advised him to rest, but he didn't listen. He wanted to cultivate every moment without rest, and no one could dissuade him from it. Countless streaks of golden light flashed, and a mountain rock was crushed in front of Huo Yuao. Following this, Huo Yuao put away the soul tools on his person. Success. This was the first class 6 soul tool that he had successfully created. Although he needed to use the Eye of Destiny to increase his spiritual power to be able to control the soul tool when he used it, he had still succeeded. Huo Yuao. Elder Sun's voice sounded. Huo Yuao stopped unwittingly and turned around. He was a little stunned as he looked at Elder Sun. He said respectfully, Elder Sun. Elder Sun said deeply, follow me to the Sea God's Pavilion. Huo Yuao was puzzled, and said, but I still need to cultivate. There are still 12 segments that I haven't completed. Elder Sun was furious. This is an order. Do you think you can fulfill Elder Mu's wish by being like this? 3 months. You've gone mad for 3 months. If this continues, your body and mind will collapse, but you still won't fulfill Elder Mu's wish. Do you want me to watch you die? Furthermore, there's something more important for you to do now, so you can't cultivate like that anymore. Huo Yuao's body jerked slightly, and he turned before walking away. He muttered, I want to cultivate. I want to cultivate. As he spoke, his pace quickened. A lamentable look flashed across Elder Sun's eyes. What an emotional kid. While on the surface he was reprimanding Huo Yuao, underneath how could he not feel heartache? He was proud on Elder Mu's behalf, and envious of him for having such a great disciple too. Elder Sun's figure flashed, and he reached behind Huo Yuao before pulling him away. Elder Sun completely overwhelmed Huo Yuao, but Huo Yuao also reacted instantly. His leg slid forward, an intense white light shone from his body, covering it. He used his left toes as an axis, and spun around like a gyroscope. The dark golden terraclaws turned into 5 meters long claw projections that grabbed towards Elder Sun. Battling seemed to have become instinctual. His dark golden terraclaws had become stronger over the past year, almost becoming real from their tangible state. With them was a layer of diamond ice crystals, which meant that Huo Yuao had combined his dark golden terraclaws and the ice empress pincer. It's important to note that the two are completely different soul skills. One came from a soul ring, the other from a soul bone. One was of ultimate ice element, the other metal. Just adding the strength of the ice empress pincer to the dark golden terraclaws wasn't hard. Instead, their strengths had been completely fused, leading to a complete transformation. All of this happened under Elder Sun's guidance. Although Huo Yuao was in no rush to become a 4-ringed soul ancestor, he still couldn't be defeated by any of the Shrek 7 monsters. Even Bei Bei's radiant holy dragon or Shu Sanchi's awakening of the Swanwood turtle could only repress him at best. However, this was under the assumption Huo Yuao wasn't using any soul tools. Bei Bei and Shu Sanchi were both soul kings, able to fight lower level soul emperors with some difficulty. After the experiment earlier, Huo Yuao could be considered almost a class 6 soul engineer, equivalent to a soul emperor. Once Huo Yuao obtained his 4th soul ring, his powers would be on par with Bei Bei's and Shu Sanchi's at least. In reality, he would be slightly better than anyone else in the Shrek 7 monsters, even comparing him to Wang Dong. His mastery in the martial department and soul tool department was slowly revealing its advantages. Elder Sun groaned as he faced the dark golden terraclaws. He moved his shoulder slightly, and a layer of yellow light spread from his body. When that layer of yellow light appeared, it was contorted tremendously, making Elder Sun's body illusory in appearance. The dark golden terraclaws caused a piercing sound to echo out as they struck the yellow light. Huo Yuao finally reacted to what he was doing, and hurriedly stopped his actions. The dark golden terraclaws projection disappeared instantly, but Elder Sun extended his right hand and chopped down on Huo Yuao's neck. Even through the ice empress armor, Elder Sun still forced Huo Yuao to collapse in one strike. Elder Sun grabbed with his right hand and pulled him over. After that, he threw Huo Yuao over his shoulder. He sighed and mumbled, this brat needs to rest. It's been tough on him over the past 3 months. After a short while, Elder Sun brought Huo Yuao to the Sea God's Pavilion. Although Elder Sun had already succeeded the role of Hallmaster of the Sea God's Pavilion, he didn't move into Elder Mu's former room, choosing to remain in his own. There were 2 people in his room at the moment, Fanhu and Hikeitu. Hikeitu was in far better shape now, and his muscles were like a replica of Chen Duojuo's. His tan skin gave a healthy glow, and while he still looked as goofy as ever, his disposition was much more mature than a year prior, developing a pensive look. Much like Huo Yuao, he had also put in a lot of hard work over the last year. He had also slowly found his path, the path that would end up giving him the title of the Origin of Destruction. Elder Sun placed Huo Yuao on his bed, giving him some medicine to calm his mind. Fanhu asked respectfully, Elder Sun, how's Yuao? Elder Sun replied, he's too tensed up. Elder Mu's death was a huge blow to him. However, I believe that he can overcome this. The last 3 months he's been numbing himself with cultivation. We'll let him rest. You should prepare to leave in 3 days. Shaosh will personally escort you to Heavenly Do Empire's Maple Leaf City to make the exchange with the students of the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy. Fanhu, we leave this great responsibility to you. Fanhu asked, Elder Sun, are we really not going to increase Yuao's soul rings? Elder Sun laughed and said, let him keep a low profile. We're in no hurry to make him a soul ancestor right now. Let them underestimate him so he can learn stuff easier. The important thing for our students is to see more, learn more, say less and do less. Remember that. Whether or not we can get our hands on their core knowledge is on all of you. Fanhu nodded and replied, I understand. If we meet with a suitable soul beast for him in the next 3 years, I will consider letting him add a soul ring. Otherwise, we'll try to keep it on the down low to keep the Sun Moon Academy in the dark. Elder Sun said, the illustrious Virtue Hall is just like us. To obtain our core knowledge, they've opened their illustrious Virtue Hall to us, and we the inner courtyard to them. While they may not try to limit you in what you can learn, they could attempt to impart advanced knowledge beyond your comprehension. Even if you don't fully understand what they give you, be sure to fully record it for later. They'll be wary of you. Ensuring K2 and Yuao's protection is your highest priority. Yes. Elder Sun looked at Huo Yuao, who was lying on the bed, and said, Elder Mu's death has changed the mind of the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy. We'll exchange our students at Maple Leaf City, and they will return in 3 months, just before the next Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Soul Dueling Tournament, the venue for which will also be held in Maple Leaf City this time. The Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy is being very sincere since they're anxious to break through in the Soul Masters area. Likewise, we're very anxious to have a Class 10 Soul Engineer. Both academies will send out 10 students. From the Sun Moon side, both Xiao Hing-chen and Neng Hing-chen will be coming, and then on our side, Elder Mu agreed to send Yuao as one of the 10. For the other 8 students, besides Yuao and K2, we must pick them with care. K2, you must try to shine in the illustrious Virtue Hall and be the center of their attention. Do you understand what I mean? Hikeitu nodded. Hikeitu nodded without any hesitation. Elder Sun, I understand. The other 8 students are there to protect me and Huo Yuao, while I'm there as a second layer of protection for Yuao. If he wants to keep a low profile, then I must keep a high one. Elder Sun nodded satisfactorily and said, okay, go and prepare first. I will return a saying Huo Yuao to you in 3 days. Yes. Fanhu answered, but he was still a little worried as he looked at Huo Yuao. Could he recover in 3 days? He was more than aware of just how hard Huo Yuao had been working the past 3 months. He was internally broken. Elder Mu's death had just been a great blow to him. Fanhu left with Hikeitu, leaving Elder Sun with Huo Yuao in the room. Elder Sun sat on a chair beside him and looked at Huo Yuao quietly. He revealed a slight smile on his face. Silly kid, even I can't deal with your stubbornness. It seems like I have to let you know beforehand. 3 days passed in a flash. Wang Dong was a little lonely as he sat in his room. Even though he hadn't become an official inner courtyard disciple, he'd been cultivating on Sea God's Island the entire time. His guiding teacher had changed from Elder Mu to Elder Sun, and he now learned alongside Xiao Xiao. Elder Sun had told him that he could take the inner courtyard test when the next academic year started, then enter the inner courtyard. The same was true for Xiao Xiao. After all, they were both soul ancestors already. If they weren't able to pass the inner courtyard test even after being guided by Elder Mu and Elder Sun, they would most certainly be wasting the 2 elders' efforts. Was Yuao leaving? Wang Dong felt a tinge of bitterness in his heart. He was the one most affected by Huo Yuao's transformation during the past 3 months. Huo Yuao had sealed himself up almost completely. Besides the time they spent cultivating together, Wang Dong hadn't seen Huo Yuao at all. As the days passed, he clearly felt Huo Yuao's mental state tensing up. If not for the fact that Huo Yuao's spiritual power was so great, he would have broken down already. He truly was too tensed up. Wang Dong tried to speak to him, but Huo Yuao wouldn't listen. When he spoke too much, Huo Yuao would start to tear up and mumble the word teacher. Wang Dong had to admit that Huo Yuao's abilities had improved by leaps and bounds in these past 3 months of tireless cultivation. He'd managed to increase his soul power to rank 40, but his cultivation had been stuck at a bottleneck. He needed to obtain his 4th soul ring to proceed any further, but this hadn't affected his cultivation. Wang Dong was certain that Huo Yuao's abilities had superseded his own completely. Even though this had been the case in the past, he'd been an assault-type soulmaster then, and Huo Yuao more of a control-type soulmaster. However, Huo Yuao was now very dominant in assault techniques. Wang Dong didn't even think that he'd have a shot at defeating Huo Yuao if they were to fight now. Of course, this was based on the condition that Huo Yuao could use soul tools. In the past year, Wang Dong's abilities had also improved greatly. I heard that he's leaving tomorrow. Elder Sun has already taken him away for 3 days. Can he really recover? It'll be almost 3 years until we see him again if he leaves. When his thoughts reached this point, Wang Dong couldn't help but purse his lips, his pinkish blue eyes revealing a trace of reluctance. He was also in pain from Elder Mu's death. However, he was much more rational than Huo Yuao. After all, his background was completely different. He didn't crave kinship as much as Huo Yuao did. However, he developed a very close relationship with Huo Yuao over these few years. Wang Dong had even proposed that he go to the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy with Huo Yuao, but he was rejected. The reason was very simple. One of them had to remain in the academy since they were both Elder Mu's closed-door disciples. This was in case of any emergencies. If something happened to Huo Yuao, at least Wang Dong would still be in the academy. Although Wang Dong and Xia Xiao were less innately talented than Huo Yuao, they still possessed twin martial souls. They could still carry on the fire of the academy even if something happened to Huo Yuao. Moreover, Wang Dong didn't work with soul tools. Bang, bang, bang. A knock on the door sounded, causing Wang Dong to regain his awareness. Wang Dong walked towards the door and asked, "Who is it?" "It's me." A familiar voice sounded. Wang Dong stopped when he heard this voice. Immediately afterwards, he burst towards the door and opened it. Huo Yuao was standing outside the door. His eyes looked clear, and the sense of loss and sorrow had completely disappeared from his eyes. Precisely because they were so familiar with each other, Wang Dong was able to sense the changes in his body. He was stunned and asked, "Did you come back from the dead?" Huo Yuao chortled and said, "I guess so." Wang Dong blinked. "How did you do it?" Huo Yuao answered naturally. "Of course it was because Elder Sun who helped me. I've already thought it through. A dead person can't be revived. If I continued like I was, I'd collapse before I could fulfill Teacher's hopes. Teacher wouldn't be able to rest in peace if that happens." Wang Dong opened his eyes wide. "Wow, how did you manage to figure it out? I wasn't able to elicit any reaction from you even though I tried persuading you for 3 months." He became more frustrated the more he spoke. He couldn't help but grab Huo Yuao's collar and pull him into his room before shutting the door forcefully. Huo Yuao laughed bitterly and said, "Be gentler. I'm about to leave. Why are you not leaving me a good last impression of you?" Wang Dong's body jerked when he heard the word leave. Indeed. Huo Yuao was leaving the next day. He had to leave, especially since his mind had completely recovered. "Are you here to say goodbye?" Wang Dong's voice trembled slightly. Huo Yuao nodded his head gently and held onto Wang Dong's shoulders while pushing him further into the room. "I'm leaving tomorrow. This trip to the Sun Moon Imperial Engineering Academy is of the utmost importance. I'll be leaving on an important mission for 2.5 years, and won't be back during this period of time." Wang Dong, feeling a little impulsive, said, "I'll find Elder Sun and ask him to let me tag along again. We have 4 martial soul fusion skills. You'll be completely safe with me around." Huo Yuao held Wang Dong back and shook his head. "It's useless. Elder Sun won't change his mind. Besides, you don't even like soul tools. Going there would only affect your future cultivation. 2.5 years will pass in the blink of an eye. Furthermore, even though we're quite outstanding among others of our same age, we're nothing outside the academy. While the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy is packed with soul engineers, they shouldn't have a lack of title Douluo. Don't tell me we're better than all of them. You'll only delay your own cultivation if you go there. Staying here is the best choice. Besides, you can monitor Xiao Chen and Meng Chen if you remain in the academy. In 3 years' time, they'll be our strongest opponents in the tournament. Luck won't always be on our side. They already had 5 soul rings in the previous tournament. If we face them again, they'll give us even more problems." Wang Dong clenched his fists. "But 2.5 years. Huo Yuao smiled and continued to hold onto his shoulder. "Wang Dong, you've become more and more feminine over this past year. You can't bear to see me go. Scram, you're the one who's turned feminine." Wang Dong pushed his hand away and snorted. "I was just thinking that you'll lag behind me after your 2.5 years in the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy. Your speed of cultivation is already extremely slow. Without me around, you'll become even slower." Huo Yuao replied, "All right, stop acting. Just say it if you can't bear for me to leave. Stop finding excuses. I'm reluctant to leave you too." Huo Yuao's words touched Wang Dong in his softest spot. His eyes started to turn red, and he suddenly rushed up to Huo Yuao and hugged him extremely tightly. Huo Yuao subconsciously hugged him back. He was stunned to realize that Wang Dong's body seemed to be softer than before. The two of them hadn't unleashed their martial fusion soul skills for some time. Thus Huo Yuao hadn't hugged Wang Dong for a long time. He felt extremely comfortable as he was hugged by Wang Dong. Weird emotions started to spread in his heart. "No, I'm into girls." A petite figure surfaced in Huo Yuao's mind. Even though almost 2 years had passed, he couldn't forget the surprise that figure had brought him back then. It was the ravishing beauty that Wang Dong had created when they had used the raiment of light together. That lady had looked very similar to Wang Dong, but she was very beautiful. Huo Yuao couldn't forget her looks, just like the audience beneath the stage. It wasn't too far-fetched to claim that she was the dream of all men. "Yuao, how long have we known each other?" Wang Dong sounded a little resentful. Huo Yuao answered, "Almost 3 years. If we were still in the outer courtyard, we'd be in the 4th grade once this break ends." Wang Dong nodded lightly, but had no intention of hugging less tightly. "Yes, 3 years. In these 3 years, I've always been with you except for the times that I returned home during the holidays. Yet, you'll be leaving for 2.5 years this time. Will we still be like we are now after 2.5 years?" Huo Yuao smiled and said, "Hugging just like this? You." Wang Dong suddenly let go of his arms and pushed him away. He snapped, "You know I'm not talking about that." Huo Yuao was jolted when he saw Wang Dong's teary face. "Wang Dong, our brotherhood won't change. It could be 2.5 years, or it could be 20 years. Once a brother, always a brother. It was our fate to become martial soul fusion skill partners. Our destinies will forever be intertwined." Wang Dong looked at him seriously, as if he was thinking of something, but hesitating. However, he didn't continue. Huo Yuao looked at the weather outside and said, "It's not early anymore. Let's rest. I'll be leaving early in the morning tomorrow. Let's not cultivate today either. I'll sleep here tonight. We haven't slept together in a while." Wang Dong's face turned crimson. "Who's going to sleep with you?" Scram. Huo Yuao laughed and said, "Aren't you happy? I don't even remember how many times we've slept together. Anyway, I'm not going to leave. You can sleep on the floor." As he spoke, he leapt onto Wang Dong's bed before removing his shoes. Following that, he stripped and lay down. Wang Dong watched his roguish look and found it funny. "Why are you so shameless?" Huo Yuao asked, "Don't you want to sleep barefoot with me? I still remember the first time we slept like this. You're still a clean freak after so many years." Wang Dong rolled his eyes and said, "Does my obsession with cleanliness bother you? Since when did you care so much about it?" I've always respected you. Come on, I'll leave some space for you." As he spoke, Huo Yuao shifted a little and patted the bed space beside him. Wang Dong's face turned red. However, Huo Yuao didn't notice, as it was getting dark outside, and the room wasn't well lit. He turned around to put the class 1 soul tool lamp that Huo Yuao had made out, then stripped to his outerwear. Following that, he walked towards the bed and lay down. Huo Yuao covered both of them with the blanket. "What are you doing?" Wang Dong sat up like a terrified little deer. I have more blankets. I'll go get another one. Hua Yuao pulled his shoulder back and pressed him back onto the bed. He also tugged the blanket over him and said, enough. Don't be such a spoilsport. Let's share the bed tonight. I'll be leaving for 2.5 years tomorrow. Let's sleep together and have a good talk tonight, alright? The room had become completely black. The two of them were squeezed into a single bed, and their bodies were touching each other. Hua Yuao felt that Wang Dong's body was a little stiff. However, it loosened up after he heard Hua Yuao's words. He didn't insist on getting another blanket anymore either. Wang Dong, you're already 14. Sorry. I've been a little crazy during this period of time, and didn't celebrate your birthday with you. Wang Dong's birthday had passed in the 3 months that Hua Yuao had gone mad. Wang Dong snapped. At least you still remember. Eldest senior and the rest celebrated it with me. Eldest senior, second senior, third senior, fourth senior, and fifth senior were all there. You were the only one missing. Ever since Shu Sanchi and Zhang Nanan had joined the Tang Sect, there'd been a change in how the Shrek 7 monsters greeted one another. Bei Bei had proposed that they call each other based on their seniority. Bei Bei was naturally the eldest, while Ikeitu was the next. This was followed by Shu Sanchi and Zhang Nanan. Xiao Xiao had become Wang Dong's fifth senior. The youngest two were Hua Yuao and Wang Dong. Hua Yuao was the sixth oldest, while Wang Dong was the youngest. What birthday present do you want? Hua Yuao asked guiltily. Wang Dong almost shook his head, but seemed to think of something and said, will you give me anything I want? Hua Yuao laughed. It has to be within my capability first. Wang Dong turned to face Hua Yuao. They were in such close proximity that they could hear each other's breathing. Wang Dong was very fragrant, and had a childlike milky fragrance. Even his breath held the scent. Hua Yuao had a manlier smell, but it was one filled with youthfulness. Wang Dong said, of course it's within your capabilities. Yuao, you'll be nearly 17 when you return in 2.5 years. You won't be young anymore. You have to promise me one thing when that time comes. Take it as your birthday gift to me for this year. Hua Yuao chortled and said, why are you being so mysterious? You're even planning to only receive your gift then. Wang Dong chuckled and said craftily, in case you forget me. Wait a minute, I think I'm going easy on you if it's only one thing. You'll also miss my 15th and 16th birthdays. That's 3 birthdays. So you owe me 3 things. Don't worry, you'll be able to fulfill all 3 things. Hurry up, let's hook our pinkies. As soon as he finished speaking, he extended his right hand and wiggled his pinky in front of Hua Yuao. Although the room was very dark, Hua Yuao could see his pinky with his spirit eyes. Hua Yuao was a little amused. You're a classic bully. I haven't agreed yet. So are you going to agree? Wang Dong said unyieldingly, it's going to be 2.5 years, and I didn't mind your stinky smell too. Can't you agree to such a small request? Wang Dong's face turned a little red when he said this. Hua Yuao's heart softened, and he replied, okay, I promise. We're such close brothers. Don't mention 3 things, even if it were 30 things or 300 things. I promise you that I do them for you. Are you satisfied now? Wang Dong was delighted. Let's hook our pinkies. Hua Yuao helplessly extended his right pinky and hooked it with Wang Dong's. But the two of them were so close that his hand touched Wang Dong's body. He felt something very soft, yet very springy. Wang Dong's body shriveled a little as he was touched, and he exclaimed furiously, watch out. Hua Yuao twisted his lips and said, your chest muscles aren't very impressive. They're soft. Mine are what you call firm. What nonsense. Wang Dong raged and sat up, but was immediately pulled back down into the bed by Hua Yuao. Stop playing, didn't you want to hook pinkies? I won't cave into you later. Wang Dong seemed to be very bothered about the 3 things Hua Yuao had promised him. He wanted to punish him for his recklessness, thus he extended his hand to tug at his pinky with his own. Don't forget that you've promised me. You can't forget, no matter what. Do you understand? Wang Dong emphasized with a domineering tone. All right. I know, you're already 14. Why are you acting just like a little kid? You need to learn to be as mature as me. Hua Yuao couldn't help but boast. Wang Dong placed both his hands behind his back and said disdainfully, mature? You're the one who collapsed under such a small setback. Who's the one who went crazy for 3 months? Oh yeah, what did Ellison say that made you return to normal? I don't believe that he simply convinced you. Hua Yuao didn't reply. Wang Dong turned his body to lie on his side. Tell me, otherwise, I might have to get violent. Hua Yuao snorted and said, am I scared of you? If you can beat me, I'll tell you. Wang Dong didn't really take action. He couldn't beat Hua Yuao at such a close distance. He flipped his body over and lay down again. Forget it if you're not going to say it. The room went silent. Besides their breathing, no other sounds could be heard. But they both knew that the other was awake. The melancholy from Hua Yuao's impending departure slowly spread through the air. Yuao, Wang Dong suddenly said, what? Wang Dong's voice sounded hoarse. I've changed my mind. You have to do one of the 3 things that you promised me first. What is it? Hua Yuao's voice didn't sound completely calm either. Wang Dong said, when you're in the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineering Academy, you have to prioritize your own body and not train so hard. No matter how much hope teacher and the academy have placed on you, you're still only 14 years old. You've already gone through so much. You might really collapse if you continue on like this. Hua Yuao was silent for a brief moment, then sighed. Wang Dong, you know we can't back out at this point. The academy didn't just extend money to nurture us. Over the past 2 years, the Soul Tool Department's resources have been devoted to train me in second senior. We've also received pointers from the teachers at the Martial Soul Department. Have you forgotten the fact that teacher once mentioned that the continent won't be peaceful much longer? I didn't believe in the idea of destiny in this world previously. However, I started to believe in it when I obtained this eye of destiny. You, I, and Xiao all have twin martial souls, which is something completely innate. Can we avoid our destiny since we're blessed with such circumstances? If we do try to avoid it, we'll only continue to be ordinary for our entire lives. I don't want to be ordinary. My goal hasn't changed in all these years. However, I don't want to be as reckless as I was before. At least I understand that I can't involve innocent people in my revenge. In the end, I only have 2 enemies. One of them is the Duke's wife, while the other is my father, the White Tiger Duke. Teacher once said that humans are innately kind. I believe in that. Dai Huabin may be flawed, but that's a result of his upbringing under the Duke's wife. I still want to take my revenge on him, but I no longer want to kill him. After all, he has similar blood flowing through his body, just like me and Dai Yuehang. Do you know why I'm so sad that teacher left? It's because he was like a father to me. I'd always wanted a father who could guide me through life. Ever since I was young, he was the one who taught me everything, and who dissolved my internal extremities. It was he who corrected my mindset and gave me so much guidance. Don't worry, I won't push myself so hard in the future. I'll try my best and work hard. We're 14 years old. We're no longer kids, but true youths now. Both of us have to work hard. Don't lag too much behind me though. Wang Dong listened to Hua Yuao's words silently. He was internally shocked and had an indescribable feeling. Hua Yuao had really matured and become much more rational and wise. The night passed quietly. Hua Yuao and Wang Dong didn't even know when they fell asleep. They simply knew that they chatted quite a lot that night. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below with suggestions on what novels to read.